Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Meg Smith.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the latest episode of the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Today, I'm here with Linda Wayne of Vibe Medispa. Hi, Linda. How are you?
Hi, doing great today.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to connect with you and share your story with our community. I already know we're going to be fast friends because of our good vibes talk.
That's right.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your business.
So I'm a brand new business in Colorado, Vibe Medispa. My slogan is aesthetics, wellness, and positivity. We all need that, whether you're a teenager, with acne, a young adult, or someone more my age who's aging and concerned about that. So I offer all aesthetics care for women, teenagers, gentlemen. Sometimes people think medical aesthetics is big lips and frozen faces with Botox, but it's really so much more than that. Our bodies, our skin is the largest organ in our bodies. People don't look at it that way, and it's so important to keep it healthy. And being new in Colorado, I've noticed the sun is so intense here. And so a lot of sun damage, a lot of cancers, carcinomas. And so my spa is just a small boutique spa in just down the hill from Golden. And so far, so good. We just started a month ago.
Oh, that's wonderful. Welcome to the community. I'm so excited that we can share you.
Colorado so much.
Yes. Yeah. And you're totally right about the sun. And it's also, there's a hydration issue here too, because it's so dry. I mean, I grew up in Florida where it's super humid. And it's so funny, the difference out here. Like, you literally can't go anywhere without your water bottle. Whereas I never felt like I needed to drink water, not at a meal, when I was growing up in Florida, because it was so humid. So
you mentioned that at Vibe Medispa, we also do IV therapies, and that's part of wellness. So we have a lot of athletes in this area, which is so impressive. Even I live up in Genesee, and there's so many retired people that are just amazing athletes, and they need IV therapies just to enhance their recovery and their hydration. So, so that's another thing we do.
Yay. Well, that's so fun that you live in Genesee. So I lived there when I first came to Colorado. So we were there for about 3 years, but being from Florida, I was very much not happy with the snow.
Yes.
It stayed on the ground so much longer than it does down the hill that I was like, I want to move down the hill. So now we're just in Applewood. So
we'll get like 10 inches here.
Yeah.
And the road from my house down to I-70 is pretty treacherous. But then you get just down 70 and there's nothing. It's amazing the difference. Absolutely. But I actually love it because I'm from Indiana. Okay. And I had medical aesthetics practice there and sold them. And I got married and moved here.
Okay.
I feel super lucky that my husband now lives in this beautiful place in Genesee. I walk outside every day and it's so beautiful. I love it.
It is. I mean, I remember the view, like we gave up a lot, to move down, but ultimately like the weather and just the snow on the ground, I was like, I wanted a garden. I have little kids. So I was like, I wanted to do the whole Farmer Meg thing.
Well, I would love to be Farmer Linda, but epic fail last year. So I was still back and forth, from Indiana to Colorado. And, the rule is you wait till the end of May to do flowers, right? Plant everything. Okay, well, I followed that rule. And on June 10th, it snowed up here all and ruined everything. So Oh, that was a good
That's
one.
the worst.
Then
I'm
we
so
have so
sorry.
many we have elk, we have wild turkey, we have
Yes.
deer, and they decide to eat everything. So I've had to learn in Colorado what elk and deer will and will not eat. But,
Yes. And what to plant next to things that they like to
yeah.
deter them. Yes.
So I think I'm on a good path this year. I'm feeling a bit more positive about it.
Good. Good. Well, I'm excited for you. I hope it goes well. So tell me about why you got into the Medispa business.
That's a great question. When I first, in 2005, I went to the Anti-Aging Institute for a week in Tennessee. Very intelligent people, MDs, PhDs, and really it was about longevity, cellular health, how that our generation, our children can live and to be 110 years old. I mean, that was a topic, and it was all based on, nature, cellular health, and how to keep your body detoxified. And in this time, we are very toxic. I mean, just because of the food, the environment. And so, and he talked about how all of these things age us faster. So I just got with it. And my ex-husband was in dentistry, and he did a lot of full mouth reconstruction. So we learned, you can do full mouth reconstruction, but then the lips aren't right, around the mouth isn't right. And so that's what triggered me to be interested in medical aesthetics. Because like I said, it's not just about Botox and big lips.
Right.
It's health, longevity, your skin, your lifestyle, your wellness. And so I'm super passionate about it. And I love it. So it was 2005 that it sparked my interest. And it really started as a health thing, but it's all connected.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you said that because the toxic overload affects so many of our systems. And then we end up with a lot of like autoimmune and, I like myself have celiac, which is aligned a lot with Hashimoto's. So I have that. There's probably a lot of things that you could help me with.
Well, but I see that more and more common in my industry when I do a consultation, which I do free consultations and skin analysis with every single person because I think it's that important. But, people like you with compromised immune system, with medical aesthetics, we have to treat you differently. We have to be mindful of that. And more people I see on their health intake forms have some type of autoimmune disorder. So, that has to tell us something. I think our bodies are fighting too hard to deal with all the toxicity. And I'm not like super radical. I mean, I do eat mega stuffed Oreos. Totally fake food. I mean, I've exercised most of my life. I'm super health conscious, but I want to live too, right?
Yeah, so you want to have fun.
I do drink a Coke once in a while, which concerns me because you see all these Instagram posts about how Coke can help clean your laundry. But
gosh.
And I do eat Oreos, so I'm not like perfect like that. Yeah. But everything, I mean.
Well, it's cumulative, right? Yeah. So as long as you're not doing it all the time, it's probably fine. And you want to support your body's systems to deal with a small level of processed food, right? And as long as we're not always eating it, it's, that much safer. Right. But to your point, you have a lot of services that support your health, which help you, stave off long-term effects of toxicity or lifestyle diseases from, lifestyle choices. So that's fantastic. So we do, you do IV therapy. Mm-hmm. You do obviously the Medispa skin, health in addition to cosmetic types of things. What else do you do? Am I missing anything?
I do it, like you said, everything from helping teenagers with cystic chronic acne. That's another thing. Like I love dermatologists and I refer people to dermatologists if I find like basal cell carcinoma or spots on the body that don't look right. So I totally respect dermatologists. But one thing I don't like is with teenagers, a lot of teenagers are on very hard drugs from dermatologists. And I'm kind of against that. I mean, I think that should be the last resort instead of the first resort. So like I said, I really work with trying to help teenagers get their diets, help them understand that. And then if they do have hormonal acne or cystic acne, trying to help get that healed and under control and teach them, because when you teach a teenager how to take care of their skin, so that will last for life.
Absolutely.
But because I see people come in with scars, pitting, and I treat that, we treat that to improve it and get rid of them. So like I said, from teenagers all the way through, we do even full body treatments for just the relaxation thing with sound therapy, which is fantastic because we all live super stressful lives.
Yes.
We do.
Please give me some sound therapy.
I know. Yeah. Sometimes, and we're so busy working, taking care of our kids, especially women, we don't really take care of ourselves. But you know what? Men too. Men don't. And when they come in for like a full body treatment and they just leave there and they say, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much I needed that.
Yeah.
And our culture, we perform high, we work hard, and we have a lot of stress. So I try to make that an experience. I'm at the later stage, and so I'm starting brand new. So I've kind of pivoted. So I take a lot more time with each patient. I don't have a big staff anymore like I used to have. So it's just one-on-one care. My appointments are much longer. And I want people just to leave there and just, I just treated a lady the other day and she's in her 70s. And she said to me, Linda, I used to be a beautiful woman and now I'm just ignored.
Oh.
She said, senior citizens are just ignored. And we had a long talk about that. Well, anyway, I did quite a bit of work on her and I just cared for her, and when she got finished, she was just crying. And I'm like, that's why I do what I do.
I love that because as a woman, like it's part of our, what is it? Our self-worth, right? Like we're used to looking our best when we're young and all that brings with it. And that's definitely something that would be missed, right?
And it's hard for women, even women in their 40s now, because our obsession with youth in this culture is not at all good. No. And people younger and younger are feeling that, like they're coming in late 30s. I just feel so old. It's because society is telling them they are.
And they're babies.
But then I have 25-year-olds coming in and they want me to do a jaw contouring, to change their nose, to give them this and that. And I'm like, no, you're beautiful. You don't need to look that cookie cutter Instagram unhealthy.
I love that you're advising them.
Yeah, because medical aesthetics should be a really positive thing. And it has such a bad rap because of Hollywood and because of all these young girls. And so I'm excited right now, kind of the trends in medical aesthetic are more biostimulation. So it's taking a turn now, thank God, to a more healthy approach.
I love that. Yeah, supporting your body's systems.
Yeah, and making yourself look, you're not making yourself look different, but making yourself look exactly your best.
I love that. Well, that's fantastic. So what's happening? I know you're kind of brand new, but what's happening right now in the business that you would like to share? Do you have any specials or seasonal offerings going into summer? What's happening?
Yeah, actually I have tons of specials because it's brand new. Like we're just launching. So for example, Botox is normally around $13 a unit. And it's only $9 a unit. So that's a big discount. Yeah. And let me just talk about Botox because we have Botox, we have Brotox, I call it, for men. Men have really heavy muscles and I can treat those without making them look different. They just look more refreshed. A lot of men will come in, they'll say, my wife thinks I'm angry all the time, because their muscles their frown's really heavy and their forehead has lines. And so we call that Brotox. And they love the discounts because men require more. But you know what? So Botox, let me just say this since we have an audience and people think Botox as a frozen face. That's just not what it is. It's a neuromodulator. And there's 5 FDA approved neuromodulators that we use. And we use them, yes, to relax fine lines and wrinkles, but we also use them for TMJ, which is like a miracle. And it's interesting because, my ex was a dentist and for years they tried all this stuff for TMJ, We literally inject in the muscle of the jaw, the masseter, sometimes the temporal lobe up here, and we get rid of migraines, even like menopausal hormonal migraines. So we use Botox for a lot of things, to relax the trapezius and the muscles and the shoulders.
I can identify with that.
Yeah. And so, we use it for a lot of things. So that's on sale. We have just relaxing facials on sale. IVs are on sale. If you get a treatment, you can get an IV for $99. And most of the time, if you go to an IV place, it's like $200 or $250. So I like to add that on to anything because we can all use them. I could go on and on for so long because we have skin tightening and microneedling, and that's why the consult's so important. And so for the listeners, so most people with medical aesthetics, like they look in the mirror and they're like, oh my gosh, they touch your face. I'm getting old and I don't know where to start. My skin has all these spots on it. So where to start is just, whether it's with me or another Medispa, just go get a free consultation and just talk about it so that you can feel trusted and secure and safe. And, people come in all the time. They're like, I'm so nervous. Okay, that's fine. But they're nervous about the wrong things. They're nervous because of what Hollywood has made medical aesthetics. So just a free consult. And I hear this all the time. This is a great one. In the 50s, like ladies and men, they come in and they're like, all of a sudden, I just have all these brown spots all over my face or my arms. And I said, well, no, that happened in 1984 when we used baby oil laying on foil blankets.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All of that damage is way deep on a cellular level. And as you get older, that damage comes up. So it's so important to correct that to minimize your risk of skin cancer.
Yeah.
And to deal with it, not just on a aesthetic, look, but from a health perspective.
Oh yeah. For preventive purposes.
Oh yes, for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Okay, good. Well, how should folks get in touch with you if they want to come in for their free consult?
It's super easy. I mean, there's, with all the things nowadays, it's always easy to go on a website, vibemedispa.com, or texting or calling 877-371-VIBE. Those are the easiest ways. And then there's links on there to request your consult, and you can schedule it even yourselves. You can look at my schedule and see what times are open.
Excellent. Yeah. And we can also, my little light, we can also link to your website, which we'll do when we post our version of the podcast, which is at GNP for Good Neighbor Podcast, westdenver.com. Well, thank you so much, Linda, for joining me today. I'm so excited to share you with the community. I think you're doing some great work.
And I'm so glad to be here. Like I said, I love Colorado. I love the vibe, like people here. And I also like how healthy people are, much healthier here than in Indiana. And so that's where Vibe Medispa just kind of, it goes hand in hand with good health. And so I like the attitude of health, the hiking, the skiing, the biking. It's a wonderful place. So I'm super glad to be part of the community now.
Excellent. Well, I will definitely include you in lots of things moving forward. So thanks
I'm so glad to meet you.
Awesome.
Okay. Good vibes today.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com or call 720-295-9588.